What if I told you that mental toughness isn't about how much pain you can tolerate or how long you can hold out under pressure, but rather about being acutely aware of what to avoid in the first place? It's not about grinding yourself into the ground or blindly pushing through every obstacle. True mental resilience lies in making thoughtful decisions, choices that protect your peace, strengthen your mind, and sustain your emotional clarity. In fact, there are 5 specific things that mentally tough people simply refuse to do. Habits they consciously avoid because they understand that avoiding these pitfalls is just as important as adopting empowering behaviors. If you can identify and eliminate these 5 tendencies from your own life, you'll unlock a new way of facing challenges, navigating relationships, and living with integrity. Let's break down each of these 5 principles and explore how the wisdom of Stoic philosophy can help you become unshakable, no matter what life throws your way. 1. Mentally tough people never make excuses. The first key trait of mentally strong individuals is that they do not make excuses. Excuses are easy. They offer us temporary relief by shifting blame, deflecting responsibility, and justifying inaction, but in doing so, they rob us of our power. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius famously observed that it is not external events that disturb us, but our own judgments and perceptions. When we make excuses, we hand over control of our lives to those external events. We say, "I couldn't help it," or "it wasn't my fault," as if we were powerless pawns in someone else's game. Mentally tough people reject this mindset. They understand that every setback, no matter how frustrating, is a chance to demonstrate resilience. Rather than pointing fingers, they reflect inward and ask, "What could I have done differently? What can I learn from this? How can I grow?" When you take ownership of your life, even the messy parts, you reclaim the power to shape your reality. Excuses only delay your growth. Responsibility unlocks it. 2. Mentally tough people don't dwell on the past. We all make mistakes. We've all experienced regret, loss, and moments we wish we could undo. But mentally tough people don't waste energy replaying old scenarios or fixating on what might have been. They understand that the past is unchangeable. It's done, over, out of reach. As the Stoic teacher Epictetus put it, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Carrying past burdens into the present only clouds your judgment and weakens your resolve. Replaying the past doesn't change it, it only holds you hostage to it. Mentally resilient people face their past mistakes head-on. They take the lesson, release the guilt, and move forward. Think of it this way: the past is a classroom, not a prison. You are meant to learn from it, not live in it. Maybe you made a poor decision in a relationship, or missed a big opportunity at work. Instead of letting those moments define your identity, use them to refine your character. Your future is shaped not by what happened to you, but by what you choose to do next. 3. Mentally tough people don't seek validation from others. In a world addicted to likes, shares, and applause, it's easy to tie your self-worth to external validation. But mentally tough people know that true confidence is built from within, not from the approval of others. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself, and us, that inner peace and strength do not depend on outside opinions. People will praise you and people will criticize you, often for the same actions. So why base your happiness on such an unstable foundation? Mentally strong individuals live according to their own values. They don't need constant reassurance to feel secure. They know when they've done well, regardless of whether anyone else notices. Their satisfaction comes from effort, integrity, and personal growth, not applause. Imagine completing a challenging project. Compliments are great, but they shouldn't be the fuel for your motivation. When your validation comes from within, you're free from comparison, free from fear of judgment, and free to walk your own path. 4. Mentally tough people don't fear change. Change is inevitable. Careers evolve, relationships shift, circumstances you once counted on may dissolve overnight. But while most people resist change, mentally tough individuals embrace it. They see change not as a threat, but as a doorway to transformation. Stoicism teaches that while we don't control everything that happens to us, we always control our response. Life is fluid. The more you cling to stability, the more you suffer when change inevitably arrives. Instead, mentally strong people lean into the unknown. They adapt, they pivot, and they grow. Take, for instance, a sudden job loss. Rather than spiraling into panic, a resilient mind reframes the event. What new opportunities does this open up? What did this role teach me that I can carry forward? Change becomes a catalyst, not a curse. By accepting the impermanence of life, you reduce fear and increase flexibility. Resilience doesn't mean standing still. It means learning to bend without breaking. 5. Mentally tough people never abandon their core values. When life gets hard, it's tempting to compromise, to cut corners, to do what's easy instead of what's right. But the mentally strong hold firm to their values, even when it's inconvenient, even when it costs them something. The Stoics held character and virtue above all else. Honesty, discipline, integrity, courage. These were not just ideals, they were non-negotiables. Imagine being offered a shortcut to success that violates your moral code. It could lead to a quick win. But at what cost? Mentally tough people understand that betraying their values for temporary gain creates long-term internal conflict. Peace of mind isn't possible when your actions contradict your beliefs. When you remain grounded in your principles, you become steady in the chaos. Even if everything around you is uncertain, your compass stays true. And over time, people will recognize and respect that consistency. Because in the end, your values are what define you, not your circumstances, not your failures, and not your accolades. The path to real strength. If you want to cultivate true mental toughness and lead a more resilient, grounded life, the first step is not to add more pressure, but to let go of what weakens you. Stop making excuses. Stop living in the past. Stop chasing validation. Stop fearing change. And never let go of your values. Mental toughness isn't about being unbreakable. It's about being wise enough to know what to avoid, and courageous enough to live with integrity. And the beautiful thing is, you can start this journey today. If you found value in this message, consider sharing it with someone who needs a little strength right now. Drop a comment below and tell us, which of these 5 behaviors will you let go of starting today? And don't forget to subscribe for more insights rooted in Stoic philosophy, to help you build a mind as strong and steady as stone. Stay grounded, stay resilient, and remember, it's not what happens to you, it's how you choose to respond.